So to be honest, it was only a matter of time before we had to discuss this. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about the first 5 feuds for the Wyatt Six. And guys, a little hint for you. If you guys can guess what 3 superstars are in this thumbnail, I'll give you a cookie. I'm being so serious. I will give you a cookie. Because they're in there. If you can pinpoint and leave it down in the comments section below and tell me exactly what ones are down there, then we'll dive. I'll get you guys a cookie. Now, guys, if you're new here, my name is Billy. Definitely be sure to like this video and also be sure to subscribe to the channel. Guys, today we're going to be talking about the Wyatt Six and the first 5 feuds that they got going on. And man, oh man, is it some interesting stuff. You guys know it. Subscribe, like, different stratosphere. You know the deal. It's thundering outside. It's late at night. It's cool, man. It's cool. So, let's just hop into the video.
Let's talk wrestling with Billy!
Oh, what is going on, guys? You guys know it. Like, subscribe, do that whole thing. You just got to do it. You just got to do it. Guys, the Wyatt Six debuted on Monday Night Raw. It was Uncle Howdy, the Rambling Rabbit, the Huskus the Pig, Sister Abigail, Mercy the Buzzard. And if you guys don't know, it's technically Nikki Cross, Joe Gacy, Dexter Lumis, Bo Dallas, and Eric Rowan. Now, the 5 of them debuted on Raw in what was probably the most spectacular thing I've ever seen coming out of any wrestling show, or, if I'm being honest, any show at that matter. It's kind of funny thinking about it. But they debuted right after a Jey Uso match, which was kind of interesting. It really was. And I want to talk about some important things. So obviously in that, we seen some people on the ground. The one that everybody's seen instantly was Chad Gable. And Chad Gable, they made him the first target. Now, they came out in what was a complete massacre. But they really emphasized Chad Gable, and I want to make that clear. So Chad Gable being a part of this storyline makes a lot of sense. And you're probably asking why. Well, I talked about it in one of my shorts that I posted yesterday. It was strictly about family. Now, if you think about it, there is a lot of people that sit in that realm of turning on family, whether they be good guys, bad guys. There is a lot of people that fall under that. Now, why does that tie into this? Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy were family. All of them were family. Eric Rowan was a part of Bray Wyatt's family. They all played a significant part. Now, obviously, Joe Gacy, Dexter Lumis, these are guys that didn't necessarily play the part, but you see they make sense in this. And they also believe in family. Look at what happened to Joe Gacy and his family. They were taken away from him. Dexter Lumis, the Way, taken away from the family. Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, that was her family, taken away. You seen Alexa Bliss wasn't in the group. They all have something to do with family, and family was taken from them. Again, we go back to why is this important. Chad Gable recently turned on his family, the Alpha Academy, who were nothing but warm-hearted people. They cared. They did everything in their possible power to keep that group alive, but ultimately Chad Gable turned to the quote-unquote dark side and decided that it would be best for him to essentially become the villain and hurt them. Even if he wasn't walking away from the family, he was still hurting them. So there's your number 1 feud. Chad Gable, he's walked away from his family. And all of these people do not like their family being taken away from them, or family leaving family in that matter. So there's your number 1 feud. Chad Gable, the Wyatt Six, they're going to emphasize that. They said it in the QR codes. You stop saying thank you so much. It's just a fact. Next is Jey Uso. Jey Uso ultimately left his family. Again, it doesn't matter if you're a good or a bad guy. This is deeper than that. It does not matter. If you are walking away from any type of family, something tells me that the Wyatt Six is not going to be too happy with you. Jey Uso walked away from his twin brother, walked away from his cousin, walked away from his younger brother, walked away from Paul Heyman, a man who offered guidance to all of them. The Wyatt Six is not going to be a fan of that. So it ultimately made sense why they came out directly after a Jey Uso match. After he'd qualified for, the Money in the Bank. It was ultimately going to happen like that, and it was never not going to be that, because it makes sense. He's taking the Fireflies away from them. That's a small little detail to think about. Yes, I get it. He went on to the digital exclusive and said, they're here, they can have the Fireflies back. He's got a lot of love for Bray Wyatt, but what about the love for your family? I literally sound like a broken record when it comes to like a Vin Diesel movie, Fast and the Furious. Sound like a broken record, but family is everything to these people. Again, good, bad, doesn't matter, indifferent. They're your family. And you don't turn on family. So Jey Uso would be the second biggest feud to come for the Wyatt Six. And I want to emphasize this before I go into the next one. I really want to emphasize this. These are them as a group. I'm not talking individual. Because individual feuds will come later on. I don't know if they're going to dive directly into that or not. Obviously, you could have maybe Joe Gacy and Eric Rowan, or Eric Rowan and Dexter Lumis become a tag team. You let Joe Gacy go off and be his own man. And then you have Bo Dallas or Uncle Howdy be the actual like leader of the group or whatever, and you have Nikki Cross add a different feel to the women's division. Again, these are just things later on, but right now we're talking as the group as an individual. So, right after that, you have Gunther, who just turned on Giovanni Vinci, and eventually, if you want to get down to the nitty-gritty when it comes to the World Heavyweight title, he's going to turn on Kaiser, too. It's bound to happen. Again, you do not turn on family, and you don't cross family. So Gunther is going to be a big, big part of this. So we'll leave that there. I'm not going to get into the specifics of Gunther because that has yet to happen, but just understand that that is going to happen. So ultimately, he does become a target. After that, you have Dominic Mysterio. And you could honestly put him before Gunther. Not only has he turned on his dad, but he's also in another family now. So he legitimately stepped into another family and forgot his immediate. Knowing that his dad gave everything to him. His dad is the reason he's in the business. His dad is the reason that he has the success that he has. How could you possibly forget the importance of your father? These are questions that you have to ask. They are. Dominic is bound to be one of the people getting attacked here. He is. He really, really is. He's done a lot of hurtful things to his dad. And his regular family, his mom, his sister. You've seen the things that he said. You've seen it. You've watched it. Ultimately, Dominic Mysterio is on this list. But Dominic has another family now. And this family is a different family from the Mysterios. This is the Judgment Day, which obviously you guys know. Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Rhea Ripley, J.D. McDonough, Dominic Mysterio, special guest Carlito. There are two other people that strike me when I think about this. I think about Finn, and I think about Damian. Who is going to be the one to ultimately turn on the Judgment Day? Because whoever it is going to be the fifth and final feud. It all has to do with family. I cannot stress this enough. It is the biggest thing because it is the biggest factor in this. I said it in my short. I want to shout out Wheezy Blonde because she gave a very, very good take on this. She really did. She is the person who brought this to my mind and made me think deeper into it. So either Finn or Damian are going to be the ones to turn ultimately on the Judgment Day. My guess is it's going to be Finn Balor. Finn Balor ultimately taking out Damian Priest and turning on his family. For what? A championship? A little bit of gold? The Wyatt Six don't care about gold. They're causing havoc, massacres. That gold in WWE is the furthest thing from them. They do not care. They do not. And that's a conversation within itself. Those titles don't matter when it comes to those people. They are here. They're causing the havoc. And they're going to continue. Now, again, individually, if you guys would like, I'll dive into individual feuds that these people could go on. But I think there's a long story playing out here, and it's very interesting to think about. But ultimately, I'm super excited. And I do believe that these are going to be your top 5 feuds for the Wyatt Six. No matter what these people are doing, they all have common things going on. And that's all that they've turned on family. And ultimately, you don't turn on family. So much so that the 6th member of the Wyatt Six is Bray's spirit. Think about that. Think about that for a moment. You don't leave family behind. It's just the true fact. And if you do, you're the worst kind of person. And they're now going to emphasize that. Maybe in a darker way. But it's now an emphasis in the WWE. Don't turn your back on family. Guys, that's all I got for you today. If you guys would like, I have a Discord, I have a Twitch, I have a TikTok that I've been popping off on a little bit, so I'm using TikTok. You guys can follow me. It's all down, linked in the description below. If you guys like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel, man. Definitely be sure to subscribe. We're about to hit 4,000 subscribers, and honestly, I cannot thank you guys enough. And if you guys like this kind of content, let me know, because I'm a big fan of this. I think it's a little bit deeper than just trying to talk about what's currently going on, but it's also offering analysis, fantasy booking, stuff like that. If you guys like this kind of content, definitely let me know. I'm definitely a huge fan of it. Now, I want to say that's it. I'll also I'm making some emotes currently, so that way when we do our live streams, we got some cool stuff for all the members and whatnot. You guys can become a member if you would like. Other than that, that's all I got. I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace.